Shalom to the Lord's elect. Let's begin this lesson by first and foremost giving honor and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahawah, our Heavenly Father, and His only begotten Son, our King, our Redeemer, our hero, our big brother, Yahawashi. Again, all praises, honor, glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahawah, our Heavenly Father, and His only begotten Son, our King, our Redeemer, Yahawashi. Let's give double honors to our leaders, our head apostles, the elders, the bishop from the great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutation, peace to the Lord's elect. Starting with the tabernacle of David, the 144,000, 12,000 from each tribe, and then followed by the large multitude, men, women, children, pregnant women, whom the Lord is going to have mercy upon, who were picked before the foundation of this earth to receive salvation. They were picked before the foundation of this earth to receive mercy, to receive salvation, and to be delivered. That's right. They are known as the first fruit. We thank the Lord. That's right. Because at the end of it all, only the elect are going to receive this message. They are known as the remnant. Just like Noah's days, Noah was only able to save his household. Those were the remnant in those days. And this time we also have a remnant. That's why they are known as the Lord's elect. Yahawashi says, because for my elect's sake, I'm going to cut the time short. And you know that the time is flying by. This is what the Lord is doing. And then we say, Barakata Yahawah, Barakata Yahawashi, Barakata Yahawah, Barakata Yahawashi, Kohala Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Qadash. We're going to get right into it. This is a video I came across. And then, you know, since we are in the time of waiting for one of the major prophecy is the micro to the CHIP. And I came across this Whitney Webb. I follow Whitney Webb. And he appeared on the Savvy Finance 7 days ago. Excuse me. He appeared on the Savvy Finance 7 years ago, and she's about to tell you exactly what the elite plans are. It's all leading to the micro to the CHIP. Again, it's all leading to the micro to the CHIP. It's going to be a physical thing that's going to go under your skin. And without it, you can't buy or sell. This is a major prophecy. That and the Third World War. And that's the end of this kingdom. Those are the main two prophecies that we are waiting for. And also, we can't forget the civil war that is coming to America. Oh, don't let it fool you. With what happened with Trump, it's just the beginning stages of it. You know, like I said, through the Spirit, we've been saying that they might not be 2024 election. But family, this is the Lord's movie. We know what He told us. What is it called? Isaiah 19 is going to be fulfilled. 2 Ezra chapter 15 and 14 down is going to be fulfilled. So just trust the Lord. That's why it says here. Let's go here. Let me open it up with a precept. Let's open up with a precept. We're going to play the video. It's only 14 minutes, and then we're going to get right into it. Family, this is not going to be long. Okay? Let's go to Revelation 3. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Red letter. Revelation 3. What did the Lord say? Yeah, it says here. Revelation 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Patience means what? Suffering. Right? You see, let's look up the word patience quickly. That's what Yahawashi is saying, right? Steadfastness. The Greek word, sorry. A bit under the weather. But we're going to power through it.
Strong's G 5281. Upamane. Upamane.
Yeah. Okay. It says here, steadfastness, constancy, endurance. And you see, in the New Testament, the characteristics of a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety by even the greatest trials and sufferings. You hear that? The greatest trials and suffering, patiently and steadfastly. A patient, steadfast, waiting for a patient, enduring, sustaining perseverance. That's what the Lord is saying about what? His elect. He said, because why? Let's go back there. He said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, you are enduring and doing what he asked you to do, feeding the sheep and keeping the laws to the best of your ability and through faith. It says, I also, you hear that? The Lord, this is a red letter. When red letter, you know that it's Yahawashi that is speaking. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. This is what's going to separate the lost elect, and those are those who are not part of the lost elect. That's why the hour of temptation is coming. But if you read this in the NLT, let's go there. If you read this in the NLT, it says, because you have obeyed my command to persevere, I will protect you from the great time of testing. Listen, hear that? The great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test, keep this in mind, to test those who belong to this world. You know that the hopeful elect doesn't belong to this world. We don't love this world. We hate this place. We're waiting for the Lord to destroy this place. That's why the Lord said he took us out of this world. You see? So guess what? When the time comes, the elect are not going to take this. They rather die than take the micro to the CHIP. Again, let me repeat this. NLT, Revelation 3:10. Because you have obeyed, you hear that? Because you have obeyed my command to persevere, I will protect you from the great time of testing, which is the Revelation 13:16, and the micro to the CHIP, that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world. And you see, that is what is coming. And again, let's go. Please bear with me. It says here, verse 11, behold, I come quickly, hold fast, and hold that fast which you has, that no man take thy crown. We've seen enough to believe the testimony of our King, our Redeemer, Yahawashi. No matter what comes your way, you have to hold on to your faith. That's why the Bible says what? The just shall live by faith. You hear that? The just shall live by faith. Let's play this video. Fair use art, fair use art, fair use art. I do not own this video. This video belongs to the Savvy Finance, and the guest was Whitney Webb. You can check her out. Black Rocks is a company that practically will own everything in the world. We're talking about trillions of dollars worth, and that's how much this company worth. Look them up, Black Rocks. Okay, but anyway, listen to what Whitney Webb says on the on this video. Okay, I'm gonna let her speak. I'm gonna try my best not to interrupt, and then after that, I'm gonna bring the precept. I'm gonna go to Revelation 13:16. Family, it's not gonna be too long. Okay, let's go. Fair use art, fair use art, fair use art. I do not own this video. This video belongs to again the Savvy Finance. Okay, fair use art, fair use art. Let's go.
They have essentially said that this is the only way. This will be the only way to prove you of legal identity, and so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So by not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. It's going to be a problem, reaction, solution type of situation where they've already made the solution. They've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to be like, all right, now it's time for a new financial governance system.
About a year ago, while speaking at the Global Finance Summit in Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron said the world needs a public financial shock to fight global warming. Around the same time, World Economic Forum founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab also made a similar statement about revamping the global economy. In his words, every country from the United States to China must participate, and every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed. We need a great reset of capitalism, Schwab added in an article published on the non-governmental organization's website. According to popular investigative journalist Whitney Webb, What we are witnessing is the birth of a new international monetary system, a replacement for the current Bretton Woods system, built solely on the blockchain to aid the complete surveillance and censorship of every aspect of our lives. Whitney's warnings are based on the words of several global elites and WEF puppets like Macron, as well as the words of Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of England and Bank of Canada, and the UN Special Envoy for Climate Action and Finance, who said the three pillars of the New World Order are digital IDs, CBDCs, and ESG. In a recent discussion with Mark Goodwin, writer and editor-in-chief at Bitcoin Magazine, Whitney warns that all world governments are pushing this New World Order agenda, proudly sponsored by the ultra-rich and powerful, including Silicon Valley executives like Larry Fink, who wants to tokenize all existing assets and commodities, as well as the natural world. Whitney warns that from forests to rivers, mountains, and lakes, everything will soon become a commodity, owned and traded by the super rich and powerful to make them even stronger and move them closer to their goal of completely dominating the rest of us. During the conversation with Goodwin, Whitney discusses two important parts of the New World Order plans: digital IDs and natural world tokenization, warning that Schwab, Fink, and useful puppets like Macron are on the verge of achieving their grand plans, and how disastrous that would be for us all. As we bring you clips from the video, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
In this context, I think the digital ID is a key enabler of the surveillance, knowing what everyone is doing at the transactional level and being able to tweak that micromanagement based on a person's activity, because the digital ID isn't just limited to the financial system, right? It's like your travel, your health history, your career history, your education credentials, your access to telecommunications, social media, the internet. With the new AI era, right, they can fuse all that data, analyze it, and depending on how they develop that AI algorithm, use it to control people really in unprecedented ways. I think the digital ID and the CBDC and its private sector equivalence project is something that we're always sort of intended to be the same system. So there's documents from the UN, from the BIS, and related groups that are sort of that have been working on this for years. That essentially frame one as essential to the other, using words about, this is inclusionary, the whole, marketing behind digital ID is that everyone needs a legal ID because otherwise they're unable to access essential services, right? And so the idea is we all have to be included in the system, and they directly link that to the concept of financial inclusion and banking the unbanked, which you brought up earlier. But inherently these systems actually function in an exclusionary way, based on how they've been set up. They have essentially said that this will be the only way to prove you have legal identity. And so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So by not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. So you have to onboard to the surveillance state or be excluded from everything. So it's, being marketed as inclusion, but it's really inherently exclusionary.
How does this system get triggered? How do we move into the Mark Carney-ism?
Well, I think they sort of give it away when they say that this is the new Bretton Woods movement that needs to be seized. So Bretton Woods was what came out of World War II, essentially, and was the creation of a new financial governance system after World War II. And this is essentially an effort to create a new financial governance system that was announced well before any sort of crisis like that, but it's probably going to need a crisis of that level to be implemented and to convince people to onboard at scale. And if you subscribe to the theory that all wars are bankers' wars, which there is plenty of evidence to support that, I would say, that seems to suggest that perhaps, this is it's going to be a problem reaction solution type of situation where they've already made the solution, they've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to be like, all right, now it's time for a new financial governance system after this big event like they did after World War II.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the thing that's so interesting about this like debt bubble exploding is that when you know that the debt bubble is going to explode and you want to explode it into the new system, the way that you sort of trigger that into the system that you want to get the masses to go with you is you actually want to have the most debt obligations on the record, like on the board, so that when the system pops, they'll all pop. When the debt bubble pops, every debt bubble will pop. It will be everything all at once. It won't just be like, oh, Japan's fine, the US is like, it won't work like that. Everything will pop at once. So in this weird way, you actually want to create as much debt as possible right before the pin bursts the bubble. And then you can offer this, hey, we'll service your debt 1-to-1 if you come join this new universal tokenized ledger. Just sign up here, do a selfie of your face and give us your biometrics, and then here you are.
The solution has been created, and now all the global elites need is a nice little crisis to tie it all off. Only this won't be a nice crisis. It will be the complete collapse of the entire global financial system. A large percentage of the global population, honest everyday workers, fathers, mothers, and people with aging parents and relatives will be completely devastated, while the 1% of the 1% gain everything. Whitney believes the crisis will be on the same scale as, if not worse, than the economic devastation of the Second World War. After the crisis ends, central and commercial banks will conveniently and proudly present digital currencies, urging people to get on the system to make up for everything they lost during the collapse. However, they will only get a fraction of what was lost. Plus, they will be signing away all their privacy and other rights to the global elites. Imagine a world where you can't buy more meat because all your transactions are strictly monitored, and it's been decided that you've eaten more than your allotted portion of meat during the given period. You go to your local grocery store, pick up the goods, and as the attendant or automated system tries to ring up your order, they get a notification saying you cannot purchase more meat or else the planet dies. This is the future Whitney and Mark are warning us about. What's worse, it does not stop there. Larry Fink and others want to tokenize everything, including the natural world. Here are more clips from the video.
Well, it seems like in Larry Fink's case in particular, there's a goal, a big ambition there to develop new asset classes that can be used to basically fuel their existing business model and perpetuate it for millennia forward. Mm-hmm. So one of these that I've been writing about for a few years is the whole idea of natural assets, what they call nature's economy. And one of the groups that has been sort of propelling this forward, at least one of the earlier groups, the Intrinsic Exchange Group, which is a product of the Rockefeller Foundation and the multilateral development banking system, has a graphic on their website called The Opportunity, and they show there the existing amount of assets in the world economy, and then show what if we unlock natural assets, how nature's economy, it's like 6 times the amount of existing assets in the economy today. And so as an asset manager, BlackRock being able to unlock and take control of as many natural assets as possible that aren't currently part of the financial system is obviously a way for them to perpetuate what they do and deepen and expand their control over not just people in the existing financial system, but really over the natural world as well, and essentially turn everything alive into a tradable Wall Street financial product. And the goal, as Fink has stated, is to have all of this on a universal ledger, on blockchain presumably, and have it be trackable and surveillable, which is interesting if you look at it through the context of risk management, which is something that Larry Fink is very open as having been one of the guiding lights of his whole career. And so by having it all surveillable and automated in a sense, he's able to have his risk management AI thing, Aladdin, sort of exercise control over it in unprecedented ways, I think, for their benefit. And then, of course, a lot of what's happening now as we're moving into this new financial governance system is the push to change all of the infrastructure towards this, quote unquote, green a green model, I guess, or decarbonization, right? Which is, of course, interface with the global carbon market, but not necessarily. So, like, it doesn't have to be. But the push is obviously to create a bunch of new infrastructure all over the world, and BlackRock is positioning themselves to be one of the key players in that space. They acquired, I think they're called GIP, one of the biggest infrastructure, developers in the world. And I think one of their top guys at Davos just a few months ago was talking about how they're betting really big on infrastructure going forward. And it's going to be one of the biggest investment opportunities of the next several decades, actually. So I think they're quite ambitious, and if people aren't aware of this, I'm sure they'll get away with it, but we'll see. One of the things too about the natural asset thing, at least as far as the natural asset corporation model is concerned, is that you literally just go into a forest or you go to a river or lake and you identify the natural asset, and then at no cost to you, just after identifying it, you issue shares in the natural asset, a lake, a forest, whatever, and then you sell those shares to sovereign wealth funds, asset managers, whatever, and then you have an IPO and generate all this money. I mean, it's literally just pointing out something outside and being like, this is mine, I'm going to fractionalize it and sell it to people, and you're producing money in like, out of thin air.
Right.
So that is where it's all heading to. But I got another quick video here, 3 minutes long. And then we're going to play that, and then we're going to take it from there. We're going to bring the precept. This is not going to be long, like I said. Hopefully you all edified, okay?
The idea had been by central banks.
This gentleman here he's an inside professional, Richard Werner. I know most of the brothers out there doing the work already know about this gentleman. But like I always say, our beloved apostles, the elders always say, there might be a new listener, because it's all about what? Giving the information out, knowing what is coming. Once the financial system collapse, the next thing is the micro to the CHIP. And our leaders, starting with our head apostles, have been warning us, okay, you cannot take it. You rather die and let the king raise you up. If you have faith, you got to believe that the king will raise you up. Okay, he will raise you up. Like if it's between you and if it's between the microchip and death, you pick death. Okay, and let the king raise you up. You can. That microchip can go in your skin. Again, you cannot take the micro to the CHIP. Let's go. Again, CBDC will be the biggest Trojan horse in history. You hear that? The biggest Trojan horse in history. So they said it's already, like you heard from Whitney Webb. It says what? They already have the solution, which is what? The micro to the CHIP. It is here. They're just waiting for the perfect opportunity to bring it out. It is already here. That's how Esau operates. You see, self-proclaimed white man, that's how he operates. Order out of chaos. Okay, they tell you, never let a good crisis go to waste. Okay, they are going to collapse the system and introduce it. Everybody have to microchip. And we are telling you, okay, never to take it. Okay, you rather die, but the Lord is going to make a way for us. He said, because you have kept the word of my patience, okay, I'm also going to keep you in the hour of temptation which shall come upon the whole earth, the whole world. You see, everybody's going to go through this. That's all part of the tribulation. But believe and trust the Lord. Okay, let's go.
To introduce this, as we said, central bank digital currency. But have you ever seen an article or a video or, whatever description of what it actually looks like? I mean, with central bank paper money, we know what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
Bank digital currency, we know, and, we've used it ourselves. We know what it looks like. But what does central bank digital currency look like? You see? So they never talk about that because people won't actually like the looks of it.
Yeah.
Because it apparently looks, and several central banks apparently, as I heard from my sources, have already fully developed the final stage of CBDC. I mean, it comes in stage initially likely through your mobile phone, but that's only an intermediate step. And the final stage is, it's small, and it's the size of a grain of rice. Now, why is that?
And that grain of rice is your entire wallet, or?
Yes, it's your digital ID, your wallet, can be your passport, your key. Now, of course, what we found with our debit cards or credit cards is they've already now moved to the system, RFID chips, RFID technology where you just wave the thing, contactless.
Yes.
That is sort of the conditioning us in this direction. That in the future you'll just wave your hand because you've got the microchip implant under your skin, and because and each step there's a rational reason. It's easier just to wave this, isn't it? It's much faster because we always have to wait in the queues as everyone types in their numbers and all that. So just wave it, it's quicker. But the next rationalization will be, well, but you can lose your card, somebody can steal your card, and then you're just waving. That's kind of risky. Well, wouldn't it be nice if you couldn't lose it and nobody could steal it? But it's clear that that's it is almost a step too far for a lot of people, because it is a violation of human dignity to actually inject something like that under the skin. So that's where you need some more persuasion.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that this concept of universal basic income has been around for around a century, where everyone should get some kind of citizens, payment. But the billionaire elites have so far not liked that. But since 2015, they've all come out. I mean, all the big billionaires and World Economic Forum have come out. Oh, this is a good idea, universal basic income. Well, why suddenly now? Because now we have the technology for the microchip implant. And so in 2017, Bill Gates came out and said that universal basic income is a good idea, but it's too early to introduce it. Now, what was still missing? So we had the technology for the microchip implant, but what was missing was the digital ID hadn't been introduced. Now, this is where this whole COVID agenda had become very useful.
You can't make this up. So if anybody is telling you that the micro to the CHIP is you sleeping with a white woman, and then it's the Roman Catholic family, run away from them. They are all false prophets. If anybody is telling you that the micro to the CHIP is you sleeping with white women, that's why, let that sink in. And then it's Roman Catholic Church is the Pope family, run away from them. Revelation 13:16. It says here, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Remember what the Lord says, the hour of temptation which shall come upon the whole world, right? Revelation 13:10, right? You see, and he causeth, again, Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. We're going to look up a few words here. Okay? First, let's go here. Let's look up the word he causeth. The Greek word is what?
Strong's G 4160. Poieo.
To make. Okay? With the names of things made, produce, construct, form, fashion, and etc. To be the authors of the cause, to make ready, to prepare, to produce, bear, shoot forth, and to make one do something. To make one do something. Who's going to allow you to do that? That's why the elite of this society, that's why they want to be able to know exactly what time you wake up, who you're dating, your medical record, your travel record. Everything is going to be on that digital, that micro to the CHIP. What Esau, self-proclaimed white man, is trying to do is trying to be the most high, because the Lord knows everything. He knows your thought. Okay, he knows everything there is to know about you. So that's what Esau is trying to do on the left-hand side. And then he's going to use the micro to the CHIP to accomplish that. That is why the Lord raised up his men in this last day to tell you and to warn you, never to take you. You'd rather die and let the king raise you up, because you die in the name of our King, our Redeemer, Yahawashi. Guess who have the first seat on the chariot? You will be raised up first. That's right, you will be raised up first. But let's go on here. Again, sorry, let's look at a few words here. We look at corset, right? And let's look at a mark. Okay, let's look up the word mark. Okay, It says charagma. That is the Greek pronunciation of the mark, charagma. Okay. Excuse me. You see, a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamp on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Hamashiach. The mark branded upon horses, tin carved, sculptured, graven work of idolatrous image. It has to be a physical thing that's going to go under your skin. Okay, that's what they're trying to tell you. Let's look up here. Let's look up the root word here. This is what they're going to be used. A pale. It says the root was a pale or a stake. A palisade. Those are those who are into what is it called? Fence building. You know that in order to build a fence, you need what? A stake, right? You put that thing in the ground, or maybe you have tomato plants, and then you need some type of a support for the tomato plant family. You get a sharp, a wood. You sharpen the tip, because yes, it's going to look. It's what you sharpen the tip, and then you place that right into what? The ground. And if you look at what they're going to be using to implement, let me see here. Let me see, how can I do this? Instrument. Let me see. Needle. I think it's needle for the micro. Let's go here. You see, that is the scale. You see that? You see the tip there? This is what they're going to be using. This is what is going to go inside that needle, and they're going to inject it under your skin. You can't make this up. It's clear as day. Can you see it? So if anybody is telling you that this is not a physical thing, family, run away from them. They are false prophets. They're going to destroy you. Okay, the men of the Lord, starting with our head apostles, have been teaching the same thing for some of them close to 40 years, 38 years. Okay, that doctrine has not changed. Okay, it is a physical thing that's going to go under. This is what is coming. And we have to continue to bring it out. Like I said, there might be new listeners. Okay, every now and then we have to hit these things here. That's the Lord says, continue to warn them. Continue to warn them. So here, you see, it says karax. Karax, it goes what? A pale or a stake. A palisade or rampart. Pales between which earthstones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. Okay? But you got the point. The point is that what? Family is going to be a sharp object which they're going to use, and which they're going to use to what? Implement the micro to the CHIP. It's like a form of a needle. That's a big needle. They're going to stick it under your skin. They're going to inject that micro to the CHIP inside you. And then here, you another the root word, grapho. Because remember what's her name? Whitney Webb said that all your information is going to be on it. Right? All your records going to be on it. But listen to the word grapho. It says to write with reference to the form of letters, and to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment paper, or other material, to write with reference to the content of the writing, to express in writing characters, to express in writing characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. You hear that? Things not to be forgotten, because all your information is going to stay on that micro to the CHIP. You hear that? To commit to writing things not to be forgotten. They say you don't need your driver's license, and it's going to be on it. Your birth certificate is going to be on it. They say your keys is going to be on it, because people are going to say, oh, I'm always constantly losing my excuse me, losing my keys. My ID is going to be on the micro to the CHIP. It's going to be on the micro to the CHIP. What it? You see? It says here, to express in writing characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. Not to be forgotten. Write down, record. You hear that? Record. To commit to writing things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. Yes, family, it's clear as day. Okay? There's no disputing. This is not confusing. You know exactly what is coming. You see, the Lord Yahawah Bahasham, you see the simplicity of Yahawashi. He made it clear as day. Okay, it's clear as day. If you can see it, pray that the Lord will open your eyes. It's very, very important. Pray. The Lord is very merciful. Pray. The Lord is very, very merciful, man. If you can see it, pray that He will open your eyes. Because this here is if you take it, you're going to be fuel for the fire. The Lord is going to destroy you. Okay, Revelation 13:16. Let's go to. Now let's look up verse 17. It says, and that no man might buy or sell without it. This is what Esau is telling you. Remember 3 or 4 years ago when Esau brought out the, what is it called, the jab, right? He says what? Without it, you couldn't go to the gym, you couldn't go to your restaurant, you couldn't fly, you couldn't go back to work. The same thing is about to happen again. You see, 2020 was what? It's just a rehearsal. Now they coming down with great wrath, like it says in the book of Revelation 12:12. You see, it says, and that no man might buy or sell. Are you listening to this? Save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Let's look at a few words here. Now, name. Let's look at name. Because what? The moment Esau gives you this, basically what? You are what? You are his slave forever. Esau owns you. You become Esau. Esau becomes your God. Because he's the one that's going to tell everything there is to know about you. He's going to know exactly where you are at all times. Your body temperature, how you feeling. You see, or your ID. The last time, which company did you work for the past 3-10 years? And Esau is going to be the most, he's going to play God on the left hand side. That's right. The moment you take this, you're telling me, you're not telling me, you're telling the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, that Esau, the one that the Lord is coming to destroy, the self-proclaimed white man, the one that the Lord is coming to take down, you're telling me that he is going to be your God. And family, that's a terrible move. That's why the Lord put us here to do what? To warn you. It says here, the Greek word for name is what? Onama.
Strong's G 3686. Anima.
Okay, it says here, name, universe of proper names. It says here, the name is used for everything which the name covers. Everything, the thought or feeling of which is aroused in the mind by mentioning. You see, like somebody will say, okay, Michael Jordan. What feeling do you get when you hear the word Michael Jordan? Reputation, the fact that, you know what, basketball, you know, the best basketball player, you know, because Esau, that's why that name is going to encompass what? Everything associated with this wicked kingdom. That's right. His reputation. That's why you take this year, you are part of his system forever. You say his ways, his wicked ways. You are agreeing to LGBTQ. You are agreeing to pedophilia. That's why you don't have a thought on your own. Everything that Esau is going to put his idea, his imprint on you. Just the same way Yahawashi bought us. That's right. That's why we come in the spirit of Yahawashi. You take this micro to the CHIP, you come in the spirit of Esau Edom. You see? Example for one's rank, authority, interest, pleasure, command, excellency, deeds. That's why this is what Esau is about to put on you. The Lord made him wicked. So guess what? All his seed are going to be wicked. So Esau put this in you, you're going to be wicked. You see? It says here, the cause or reason named on the account because he suffers as a Christian for this reason. Okay. All right. Let's go on. You see? Let's go on here. Okay, now let's go to verse. Let's read that again. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay? But here, Revelation 13:16, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That's why Esau Edom. His QR code. That's right. You see, and what? And his number is what? 603 score and 6. We're gonna look up a few words here. Let's go the number. Okay. Chi Psi Sigma, right? It says here. Let's go. The number is 666, right?
Strong's G 5516. Chi Psi Stigma.
Now,
Chi, Psi, Stigma.
let's go to the root word. Stigma. We're going to look at the word stigma. Okay? Let's look up the word. A mark pricked. Okay? A mark pricked in or branded upon the body. Listen to this. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves, listen to this, slaves and soldiers bore the name of the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked. Because you look at this thing here, they're going to use this thing to prick your skin. And then they're going to inject this thing inside you to tell the elite, okay, you own this particular slave. You see this, the ones at this corner here, they all belong to you. They're all going to have a specific number attached to them. That's how the elite are going to be able to identify who belongs to who. You see, this is clear as day. The Lord have raised our leaders, our apostles, the elders, the bishop, to teach us, to warn us. And we, by watching their video, we've also become teachers. And we thank the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for showing us mercy. Because family, if we didn't have this information, we would have taken it. Because when you are so desperate, you have no other choice, and you will buy into this. If you don't have this information, and you thinking in your mind that this is how you're going to survive in the world that they are building around us right now. You see? But we thank the Lord for mercy. Never take this truth for granted. We thank the Lord. Now, that's why the Bible says knowledge and wisdom is going to be the stability of the time and the strength of our salvation. If you didn't have this thing here, you would have been through. But this is how the Lord shows us mercy. This is the love the Lord is pouring upon us in these last days. The sure mercies of David for revealing his secret unto us, the mystery. Now we know what it is. They're going to prick you and they're going to inject this thing inside you. And that's it. You are finished. And it says here, a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or prick, cut into their bodies to indicate, listen to this, to indicate what master or general they belong to. You hear that? The elite are going to know that, okay, listen, Brother Malak belong to this, Brother so and so belong to that. The Most High forbid. Because we rather die. That's the mindset that we are in. We rather die than take this micro to the CHIP. They say we don't know how the Lord wrote the end of our movie. We don't know whether we're going to be here, we're going to be martyrs for Yahawashi. But whichever way, family, we are just, everybody's playing their role. We don't know how it's going to play out. You see? We don't know how it's going to play out. But whatever way, whatever the Lord wrote for me, I know the family, the victory is already written for the Lord's elect. The Lord Yahawashi will raise us up. If we die in his name, if we we refuse to take this micro to the CHIP, and then we are killed, then guess what? We will be raised up first. And that's the mindset that we have to be in. You see, it says they care not for unto death. I think it's a revelation. I have to probably bring it. And they say what? Unto death. They say I haven't gone there in a while. Is it Revelation 11? It said, Revelation 12:11. We're gonna get that. It says here, let me read this again. A mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name of the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate, you hear that, to indicate what master or general they belong to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. So clearly you see what is happening here. Let's go here. So let's read that again. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That's Esau, Edom, and his number is what? 636. These are the elite that are going to be implementing this micro to the CHIP. It's clear as day. Let's move on to Revelation 14, verse 10. It says here, just a quick, it says here, It says here, doom for worshippers of the beast, those that receive the mark. Listen to what the Lord is saying. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, listen to this. The beast is what? Esau's system. His ways, his democracy, everything associated with the Roman Empire, their education, entertainment, everything that people push, LGBTQ, all part of his system. You see? And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man, worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, listen to this, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. These are the missiles that the Lord, and the lasers, and then the brimstone that the Lord is going to pour upon you. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So the Lord is warning you, family. This is the sure mercies of David. This is what the Lord is pouring upon us in these last days. This is the love. This is the love. Good morning. This is the love. This is the love the Lord is showing us. But I want to read this in the NLT. And let's read this in the NLT. Revelation 14, and we're going to wrap this up. Finally, I don't want this thing to be long. Revelation 14, verse 9. Then the third angel followed them, shouting, anyone who worships the beast and his statue, or who accept his mark. Again, the mark is what? The micro to the CHIP on the forehead or on the hand, must drink the wine of the Most High's anger. It has been poured full strength into the Most High's cup of wrath, and they will be tormented with fire and burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and the Lamb. So guess what? The elect are going to be up in the chariot looking down, and it says in the book of Revelation 15:2, and looking down on you being burnt up. So family, this is not something to play with. Revelation 12:11. Sorry, let me go here. Revelation 12:11 quickly, and then we're going to wrap this up. Revelation 12 verse 11. It says here, it says, and they have it says here, let me read this in the end, the King James Version first, and then we're gonna go to NLT, and we're gonna wrap this up. Revelation 12 verse 11. It says here, it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, Yahawashi, and by the word of their testimony. That's what we are doing right now, because the testimony of our King, our Redeemer, is what? The spirit of prophecy, and that's what we're doing. It's all about prophecy, and it's right in front of us, so we have to continue to bring it out. And they love not their lives unto death. So the hopeful elect, the teachers, family, they know they are going to stand stiffly for the name of the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi until death. You are here? This is what we sign up for. There's no going back. Going back to what? This wicked world? No. We know that if we die, it's a win-win for us. There's no losing in what? Following Yahawashi. There's no such thing as losing. It is winning. It is winning. So, beloved, again, let me read this in the NLT. It says here, NLT says here, and they have defeated him by the blood of the Lamb. We defeated who? Esau, Edom, because Esau is going to be done away with. The moment they started implementing this micro to the CHIP is over. The Lord is going to pour it upon them. He's going to pour it upon them. You see? You think we're not going to be here forever? We're not going to hear after they implement the microchip and then we're going to be here for another 5 years? No. Wait to see what the Lord is about to do. That's why the Lord said, wait ye upon me till I rise up to the prey. And they have defeated him by the blood of the Lamb and by their testimony. And they did not love their life so much that they were afraid to die. That's why we were not afraid to die. That's the hopeful elect. The Lord is going to put the Spirit upon us. Just the same way Stephen, when they were stoning Stephen, what? Stephen looked up and says, look at my King. Look up my King, and look up my King, sitting on the right hand of our power, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You think Stephen was feeling the pain? No. Even he says he prayed that, the Lord should not put the sin upon them. The Lord said, you see, He forgave them. He forgave those that were stoning Him. So family, we are winning. Okay, we are winning. I just want to bring this out quickly. Lord willing, well, hopefully, I can go live today. Lord willing. And again, all praises, honor, and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Yeah, so, micro to the CHIP is clear as day. You see, you can't mess around with it. You can. It's a grain of rice. Everybody told you the CBDC, it is coming. It is here. They're waiting for the right opportunity, the right crisis, and collapse the system and introduce it. And you are not to take it. The Lord is going to make a way for us. Okay, I'll leave it there. Again, all praises, honor, glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Shalom.